happy Mother's Day 2021 to all the moms out there. If you want to hear how being a mom in 2021 through the pandemic really changed my perspective on motherhood and how it really changed the fiber of our family and what I learned, then keep watching because I'm going to share that with you right now.
My mom is important to me because she encourages me and helps me be a better person and tries her best to provide for me and works really hard at being a good mother.
Moms are important because no matter how your day's been or what's happening during your day, they're always there. They can give you something or give you a kind word. They can always make your day better in some sort of way. And they're always there to support your dreams. Even if they don't really understand them or agree with them, they'll still be proud of you and they'll motivate you to keep doing it. And they're always there to pick you up. I know most people, when your mom nags you or something, but at the end of the day, everyone knows it's just for the best, and they really do care about us.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. My name is Danielle and today I want to wish all the moms out there happy Mother's Day. Whether you are a pet mom or a mother figure to a child or even an adult woman that you mentor, or whether you are a mom, whether it be biological, adopted, or a stepmom, you qualify to celebrate this holiday. So happy Mother's Day to any woman out there that is an encourager, a nurturer of anyone or anything that they care for. I hope you have a fantastic day today, and I hope you do something to take care of yourself and do something special to celebrate. But today I want to really share with you my perspective on motherhood and how it really changed a little bit in 2021 and what I learned being the mom of two teenage boys, because the pandemic really did, I believe, change the fiber of our family. I'm going to share with you in today's video some things that our family went through that really changed my perspective and my outlook on motherhood and kind of what I learned through this last year being a mom, because as we all know, it was challenging and difficult for everyone. So if you didn't see my video last year, I did a video on Mother's Day where I talked about the joy of being a mom, and I did a tribute to my own mom. I will link that below and above if you haven't seen it. I love watching these holiday and tribute videos. I am really close to my mom, and as I film this video, this is the day before. I plan to spend the day with my mom for Mother's Day. I'm surprising her with a massage, and then we're going to go have lunch. She won't see this video before we do that, so I can tell you that I'm doing that with her, and I am so excited to spend this unrushed time with my mom. She had texted me yesterday and said, hey, I'd love to take you out for lunch after we have our morning thing that you're doing for me. Do you have time? And I called her and told her, Mom, I cleared my entire day. I want to spend the day with you, have it be unrushed time that we don't have to hurry through, that we just can relax and enjoy each other. And I am so excited to spend this day with her tomorrow to celebrate her for Mother's Day. Now, for the boys and I, really coming into dealing with a pandemic was different than a lot of people, because we didn't know that it had reached its height where we live, and it had really come to a head because we were actually out of the country on a cruise. And I will link that video below and above if you haven't seen that one. I think it was called something like Positivity Through the Pandemic. That video is really nostalgic for me because that was actually my very first video that I ever filmed and posted to YouTube. So if you do watch that, keep that in mind because there are some challenges technically in that video. But I talked about our experience and I talked about how we found out about COVID, and it was quite shocking because, like I said, we knew nothing about it. We were out of the country on a cruise. We weren't watching the news. We weren't getting emails or texts or calls or anything like that because we didn't have access to any of that while we were on the cruise ship. So it was really shocking the way that we really had to find out about what was going on with COVID and how we had to adjust. And so initially, I remember just feeling very overwhelmed. And we live in a small space, so I remember feeling almost immediately like we were all kind of on top of each other, and just the anxiety and the angst and just feeling really like we didn't have any of our own personal space was starting to kind of get to all of us. I remember my husband was working from home and the boys were schooling from home, doing virtual schooling because of the pandemic, and I of course was off work. And so that was really hard in the beginning, and I'll be honest, it wasn't a smooth transition. It wasn't a smooth adjustment for our family. One of the things though that really brought me a lot of joy, that was something that kind of crept in as the quarantine continued on, was my love of baking. And that's something that I hadn't done in a long time for various reasons. One reason being that I am a certified personal trainer, so I do really try to cook and eat healthy and encourage my family to adopt healthy lifestyle habits. So for that reason, I don't do a lot of baking. Another reason for that is just time. It's time consuming to bake things from home, and I just don't really take the time to do it. I love doing it though, and I forgot how much I love doing it, and so I pulled out the old trusty KitchenAid mixer that my parents had given me years ago, and I was baking so much that my family kept asking me every day, like, where's our cookies? When are you going to bake cookies? Because I was pretty much doing it every day. So over the course of time, one of the things that I really learned to enjoy, and one of the ways that I think it started to change the fabric of our family, is we fell into kind of this quiet daily routine where we got used to really being around each other, and no longer did we feel like we were on top of one another and we were suffocating, but we started to enjoy it. I remember that I started making lunch for everyone, for my husband, for the boys, and we'd have lunch together as a family. And I can't remember the last time, even on a weekend, that we had done something like that. And I remember that I would take time during the boys' school days and just visit with them or go in their room and like kind of see what they were doing in school. And they would have breaks from online school, and we would get to visit and talk. And you know, that is also when I started my YouTube channel, this channel, and not long after that I started a fashion channel as well, because I wanted something to do. And so my family was really supportive, and they really kind of encouraged me with that. In fact, one of my older videos also was working out from home using the things you have, and I'll be real honest, I don't like working out at home. In fact, I much prefer going to the gym, so that's kind of a funny video. My boys actually did the exercises outside, and I kind of coached them on what to do, and they did the exercises. And so we did some things like that, where we did some things as a family. They helped me with my channel initially. They were so supportive, and they still are, but it was really kind of fun to start this endeavor during that time, because my family was around and they were really seeing me take this on and really watching it grow. And so that was really a fun and special time. When everything was quarantined, when we were home, and even after my husband continued to work from home and the kids continued to be schooled from home and do virtual school, even after I went to work, I felt like our lifestyle and like life in general just kind of slowed down. And I will say that initially irritated me, because I like to do things quickly, I like to get things done, I like to go fast and fill up my schedule. But over time, I started to really enjoy this new pace of our family and this new pace of life, where we could kind of just slow things down a little bit and take the time to enjoy each other. Another thing too that really happened in our family was I grew to really love the family togetherness that we cultivated. It was very comforting for me to have my kids at home, to be able to see what they were doing in school, to be able to be around them. My kids are teenagers, and I really love them. And I know, like, that's a stupid thing to say, right? I'm their mom. Of course I love them. What I mean is that I like them actually as people. And I know not all parents can say that about their kids, and I feel really fortunate that I can truly say that, and I mean it. I really find them to be fun people to be around, to talk to spend time with, and I really grew to love that while we were quarantined and while they continued to be at home schooling virtually through the pandemic. The three things that I learned this last year that really brought value to our family and to my own personal life were, number one, family is so important, and you're not guaranteed to have your kids tomorrow. You're not guaranteed to have the exact same relationship. You as a parent, as a mom, will go through different stages of life in your own personal life, and you're going to go through your own trials and challenges, and you're going to change. So, you know, the relationship you have with your child today doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the same relationship in 1, 2, 5, or 10 years. The second thing that I learned this past year in 2021 that my friend Jess shared with me, that she really learned this last year, and this is really, I think, a big pearl of wisdom, is to learn to take a breath and let things go. She has a child that's messy, that makes messes, or, you know, that is a little bit more rambunctious, and for her, she said she was OCD about cleaning. She wanted everything to be neat and orderly and clean, and it was really hard for her, and she had to learn to let things go, because she realized that her relationship with her son was not worth getting so upset over things being messy or things being broken or things like that, because those are things. Her son's a person, and the other things are just things. They can be cleaned up, they can be replaced, but your kids are people. They're relationships that really matter, and it's not the things that we have, but it's the relationships in our lives that really matter. And that to me really was something that I embraced a lot, and I realized how important and how special my relationship with my boys were. And I'm learning, still learning, how to step back and take a breath and let things go. And I will say honestly, this morning we had a moment in our household. It wasn't a good moment because I lost my temper because my son made himself pancakes and didn't clean up the mess, and I came home from work really early and I lost my temper. And those things happen. We have all been there, right? If you're a mom, please comment in the comments. Make me feel better. Let me know that this has happened to you too. I know that we've all done it. But that's the third thing that I really saw that happened in our family this last year, and that I learned was that yes, you will have those blow-ups. You will have those moments where you argue, where you have something happen that has to be diffused. You have to take a step back. You have to take a time out because you get in these heated moments in your family with your kids. But one thing that I really have seen over the last year, when that happens, and it happens a lot less frequently, I feel, in our family than it used to, we recover a lot quicker. We recover a lot quicker. We're able to come back together. We're able to apologize. We're able to reconnect as mom and son, as a family. And I really attribute this to all of us realizing as a family how important we all are to each other. The other thing that happened this last year that was really noteworthy was that Dan and I both came down with COVID. And my husband got really, really sick. I did get sick, but not as sick as Dan. And just really taking care of him and being sick myself really gave me a new understanding, appreciation, and empathy for people that had COVID. And I don't think I would have really had that had I not gone through it. And it also made me really realize and recognize what I wanted to do and needed to do to keep my family healthy, keep my family safe, and appreciate our health. And I think this last year I really appreciated my personal health more than any other time in my life, and I think my family has too, because I can say right now, and this has never happened in our family ever before, but right now at this moment, all of the members of our family collectively are very involved in really working on their health and fitness goals and really working hard to make sure that they maintain or they aspire to better health overall. And I'm so happy about that. Of course, you know, as a trainer, that's what I want all my clients to do. That's what I personally aspire to. But it's really such a joy, and it makes me so happy to see my kids embracing this, to see, you know, my husband also embracing this, and just to be able to do this as a family and enjoy this together as a family has been so positive and so good. And I'm so, you know, happy about that. The third life event that really happened, I think, that changed the fabric of our family was the fact that my husband's mom passed away. And it wasn't due to COVID or anything. She fell and broke her femur. And actually, I did a video on grief and loss that was a tribute to Dan's family and his mom. And I will link that video below if you haven't seen that. So I talk a little bit more about what happened in that video. But it wasn't due to COVID. But nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. When a loved one passes away, it's horrible. It's hard. And especially a mom. Dan was really super close to his mom. He would talk to his mom for hours on end, almost every day. They didn't live nearby each other, but they talked frequently. They talked almost every day for hours. And just seeing how much grief his mom passing away really put him through was really challenging and really hard. And I will say, even though I didn't know Dan's mom that well because she didn't live in the local area, it really impacted me too, because I really realized the fragility of life, and I really realized that we're not promised tomorrow. The relationship that you have with your kids today, whether it's good or it's bad, will not be the same in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. If it's good, you should appreciate it and you should aspire to make it even better, and you should really value that. And if it's not good, you can always work to make it better. It can always change. So if you are in a situation where you have a relationship with your child that isn't what you want it to be, just really be encouraged that it can change. Dan and I have both been in that situation where our relationship with our kids wasn't what we wanted it to be, and we both worked really hard to make changes to make it better. And I can say with confidence that we both have done that, and we both have really good relationships with all of our kids now. And so that's something that we're really happy about and really proud of. So I just want to really encourage you with that. But that's the third thing that I really learned this last year, and it really changed the way I looked at my boys, because I realized, yeah, you know, I like the relationship I have with my boys right now, but it can be even better. And I want to really work to make sure it stays that way, because your kids will go through stages in life as they grow up, just like you will as a mom, as you mature and go through different things in your life. And so nothing really stays the same. So being aware that just because you have something today that you value, you may not always have that thing that you love and value. Like the fact that I lost my job. That was really hard on me. I thought I'll always have this job. I'll always have the same type of situation in my job that I always had. So when my job changed or it went away because of the pandemic, then it made me realize that nothing I value is a for sure thing forever necessarily, and we need to appreciate and really live in the moment. And I would say with my kids, I really learned to do that. I really learned to live in the moment and be present with them when I'm with them, because I'm not guaranteed tomorrow with my kids. And it makes me appreciate being their mom today more than ever, and not worry or think so much about the future, and just really enjoy them in the moment. And so that's one thing I think that has really changed the way I parent, because I parent, I believe now, more intentionally. And I have always loved my boys, but I really love them even more now, and I really aspire to even greater and deeper family connections than I ever had before. Let me know in the comments below, has this last year impacted the way that you parent your kids? Has it impacted you as a mom? I would love to hear from you. What have you learned through the pandemic, and how has it become positive in your family? If there's any positivity that's come out of this last year, let me know that in the comments below too. I really appreciate you watching this video, and as I said, I hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic Mother's Day. I'm so excited to spend it with my family, spend it with the boys. Don't forget to like this video if you like it, comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to make your everyday, ordinary life extraordinary.
That's all. That's it. That's it. What do you want me to say?
Okay, that's good.
No matter what you do, as long as you're not like doing something illegal, they're there to just cut that out.
Okay.
They're okay.
Okay, you want to start again? Sorry, I just heard you laugh. Okay.
Okay.